how to paint this dessert. I'll be painting this in step by step from painting, sketching it. It's a Japanese dessert. I really like dessert, even though I try to minimize it. But yeah, this will be step one. I'll be painting. Well, it's a long format, and yeah, you can see clearly. Okay, first we need to sketch. Just I normally sketch first. It's a small one. This is a sketchbook made by a friend. It's an artist, I think. Uh, for I've been trying several sketchbook. I really like what she made. Is like this artist one. And yeah, I will add 3. I'll be sketching the first 2, and then we will continue. Sketching is part of the most important thing when you want to draw. There is this like mango, and this is the black pen. Hi! I'll be painting this dessert together with you guys. Hope you quite enjoy what I've been making, and we will paint together later with watercolor. So this is the painting that I'm making. So I will show you my palette. My palette contains lots of color. This is the palette. It's a bit dirty, but I normally use it several times. So if you have your own palette or color, you can use your own. And yeah, I will show you how I make this. And maybe in this part, because it's I'll be showing you this. This has mango and rabbit and cream, and how to do it. So maybe I'll be using this number 4 from the book, and because it's a quite small one, I'll be painting using a small brush as well. So let's get started. So let's make this mango thing using the yellow color. I'm using the cadmium yellow. So because this is mango, so yeah. It's 100% cotton. Hi. welcome to my life. I'll be recently I've been in love with oil pastel, but I also love making it with watercolor. I want to show you guys how to paint in watercolor, especially in the desert thing. So I'm using this Archer sketchbook. It's not available online, but this is I pre-made from my friend that made the watercolor sketchbook. I think for sketchbook you can try several items. I use Etcher, Paho, and yeah. So this is the mango thing, and this is the red pin. If it's you see a red bit, there is a bit like red, so we need to add the red thing first. And from the image, there is a sort of like white thing, so we need to add to leave that as white. If you have any question about watercolor, you guys can ask me. I'll be happy to answer for you. So yeah. So this is the first step. Because there is sort of like white, you need to leave that part. And yeah. Hi. So this is the red pin. The red pin. You need to leave some part here with the white. Later we will make good detail with brush, small brush. So yeah, this is sort of the red pin here. And next I'll be painting this matcha. So here is the matcha. I like it. I think it's kind of trending right now with the matcha thing. I haven't really find a good matcha. There are a lot of store matcha right now, but too many options. Maybe I'll just order it later when it's not happening, like so many crowded people. Order this. I mix yellow, lemon yellow with cerulean blue. I think this is the perfect matcha color that I have tried. So this is the matcha, and yeah, cerulean blue is quite interesting because there is that granulation thing, so sometimes you need to be careful of painting them. And yeah, this is the because it's a bit transparent, and we need to make the hollow. So yeah. And this is a darker part of yellow, darker part of green. So we mix again. What to do is when you have a darker green, I usually mix the color with cobalt blue, which is this is cerulean blue and cobalt blue. And yeah. So let's try and leave some part. There is that cream around here. So we put this green with cobalt blue. Oops. Do you guys like to eat matcha as well? And yeah, this is the cocoa flow. So for some part is this, yeah, and this is this, this, and yeah, this. I find this reference photo internet. It's from Japanese cafe. It really looks nice with lots of color, right? Like there is like red, green, and yellow. And very interesting to paint in watercolor. So yeah. And later we will paint this maybe with sort of like purple and blue. Mix together with purple and blue. Together. Or a little bit of, let's see which color we need to paint the cream. So the cream is this dark, yeah. Like this. So this is a cream. Or when it's needed more precisely, you can use smaller brush. I'm using this rope of 1.2. So here is the small brush. You blend together some probably fine. And yeah, this is the beginning. Later we will layer again. You paint not the cream but the shadow. But we need to be careful not to overdone it. Okay. I think it's too. Need to wipe it. Yeah. And we will paint this. Okay, later we will add some more detail. I mean, we are going because it's a small paper. So paint the shadow of the cream that is under the mango. So paint them. I think when you paint it with a small brush, you need to be really careful. And yeah, small brush. Be careful, really careful of your paint. So and yeah, I will be and then I remove here. So I think this is like cream matcha. Using this with bigger brush. I only use 2 brushes. So because there is shadow in here, so I'll paint here and then blend, blend, blend. Then we need to blend them, blend together because it's a watercolor. I need to blend them well. And then here. Here, this, and we, because there is like darker green here, so we paint them with the matcha. I think there is like dark green here, so paint with green. Remember, when you're painting with watercolor, you paint from light to dark. So always keep that in mind. Light to dark, light to dark. So when it's already dark and it's in a thick consistency, it's really hard to be undone. So yeah, that's the main character of the watercolor. Sometimes when I paint, I always see which one I want to paint first as the light part. If not, I cannot undo it. So yeah, it's very crucial. And then let's see again, we need some brown here. And yeah. So for the brown, I'll be using this. It's using the C.kanadi for the, because on top of it is a chocolate, so brown. So yeah, let's see. Okay, sometimes when it's so yeah, in the corner, because it's a chocolate on top of the, be careful, be really careful. So using a small brush. When it's not too dry, it will, oh, but it's okay. Careful, like this. It's okay. This is the chocolate on top for the dessert thing. And later we will paint this. Hi, welcome to my life. I'll be painting this dessert. If this happen, don't worry, we can fix it because it's still the first layer, and we can add the green later. And yeah, this again. For darker thing, we add buff titanium and benzene and raw sienna to get darker green. This side. Because it's circular, so there is like shading in it. So yeah, here, and then it will be darker again here. Yeah. So yeah, and this foaming thing, and on top of it there is like a foam thing. We need to put it on white. So yeah. So the foam thing on top. The key of the watercolor, you need to wait, and it's a really step-by-step guidance, and you need to be really patient to it. And yeah, when you blend, just don't forget to blend it low. Use the water. Just from side to side. This is the first layer. And we need to paint again, because it's how do we define this? We need to paint the background. How do you paint the background? I normally use the wet on wet technique. So wet on wet technique is you give the water onto the paper, so the watercolor later will become lighter. So I wet on wet just if you have other bigger brush, you can use it, but if you like me, just use the same brush. I'm using this number 4 because my paper is a bit small. Because it's still wet, I just paint this, so we need to move on here. So if you have any question about watercolor, you can ask me too. I think I'll be painting again in this side later, but for now, painting around this area. So what I'll do is I put this raw sienna in, and yeah, I think I'll put a little bit raw sienna and buff titanium, so I will create not really a top one. So yeah, because it's still wet on wet, it's still wet, so be careful. Yeah, and yeah. Because it's almost similar, so add more buff titanium around here, because this is the darker part, the shadow part. Need to be really careful, because it's wet on wet, so don't worry guys. And add more water here to make it lighter. So yeah. So, and again, we need to add more here. I will show you guys how to paint them, or how to draw them. So what I'll do, I'll paint this. Wait, maybe the third one. And in the last one is more interesting because I'll be painting. There is like strawberry in the dessert, so there are 3 colors. There is biscuit here, and yeah, and there is this matcha topping here, and this is the strawberry layer, and there is this cookie too. There is this matcha again, and this is the top, and this is the strawberry. So yeah, okay, because it's still wet on wet, I'm painting using arches, so you still have time because arches holds water well. Because it's too small, so I'll be painting using this one. So we don't have any hard edges. So let's see, we need to paint again for the background because it's a light, it's transparent. Because the glass is transparent, so we need to paint this in wet on wet. So yeah, this is the wet on wet. So now we paint this. Why do we need to paint even though it's still wet on wet? Because to get the sense of like it's transparent, and it's very useful for this. Yeah. And yep. Oh, because it's tilted, you need to be careful. Because it's very wet. Can you see? Yeah, it's a very light in the, but in here you can see here there is like, you can see the water going down. So I mix buff titanium and raw sienna together to get this color as sort of like the dark pot. Oopsie, still very unwet color. So now let's see again for this part. I think we need to define if this part is similar to the background. It's not really nice. So what I normally do is still wet because it's arches, so very wet. If it's still wet, we can paint this, do some lifting, and later we can add some on the shadow. And yeah, I will go around this part. Let's do this with the small brushes to get the detail of the red bean. Very important. So I use a small brush, 1.2. So because it's already dry, be careful with our small brushes, we can blend it well. Yep, blend with the small brush. And blend. And here is the small brush. Here, over here. I'm mixing red with benzene. See, using the small brushes. When we finish, you can see this live in my YouTube channel. So you hope you guys can find this as useful. If you're here new or you just new my channel, can you say where are you guys from? So I will know where you guys are from. So yeah. So this. So first layer is very important. Later, when we paint again, getting darker. You guys can see there is like already a definition. And here, some red. I like using this. This is a Kolinsky one. I know it's a bit pricey, but I think for the quality that you get, and you can use it for several years if you keep it well. When you store your brush, it's better to leave it up, not to put it like vertically, or it's better to use it horizontally. Yeah. And so now we move to here. So this is a cadmium orange. No, this is a cadmium yellow. It's a really light pot because it's mango. There is a little bit of orange color. So I add the cadmium orange. So here is the mixing part. And when painting this, I quite like it, but I normally stay quiet because I need to concentrate more. See, you define them. Yeah, this is the mango inside the matcha. Very yummy, right? This is the red bean. Very happening right now is the matcha thing. I'm so curious to try, but I think it's a long queue. Maybe someday I'll try it. Because it's already dry, so we can add more definition with a small brush. And here, from this part, because it's a skirt, so we have to define them. So yeah. And here you see. So yeah. And how about this? So what I do is, I add definition. the rose shimmer. You need to put shadow in it, so blend, 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 blend. So yeah. Because it's arches and it's still very wet, so we need to wait. So this is the red bean, and then this is the matcha, and later we will add more details here. Okay guys, so using the small brush you need to put definition here. There are too many water, so we need to put not any water. Over here. It's a matcha, can you see? There is matcha thing. This is the red bean, this is the mango. For a quick, that is half an hour, so this is what I've got. I will continue it tomorrow again. You can follow my YouTube channel so you can get the notification of my continuation of this part. I also share some of the tutorial painting food in my YouTube channel. So we'll see you guys tomorrow to finish these three. This is still sketch.